It is that time of the year once again, all about the festive season. Christmas is here just some hours too. And you know, it is that moment where the aroma of chapati and nyama choma across the neighbor's fence is hitting your nose. I mean, welcome to Newsfeed here on TV47. On this day, the 24th of December, you're just in time for the latest in the world of news, both locally and internationally. My name is Moige William. Welcome to the broadcast. Now, to our top story. 2 cases of cholera have been reported in Kimani area, Kajiado County. County Executive Member for Health in the county, Alex Kilowoa, says the 2 travel from Nairobi, calling on residents to be on high alert. Kajiado South Member of Parliament, Samuel Sakimba Parashina, urged residents to maintain hygiene to contain the outbreak of the disease.
Weza kupata ripoti kwamba tuko na outbreak ya cholera na tumejua ya kwamba imetokana na mtu amesafiri kutoka Nairobi akakuja kaona wengine Kimana, na hivyo basi akapata ugonjwa huo ama hiyo ugonjwa huo ikapatikana. Lakini ya muhimu ni kwamba watu hao wawili wako katika hali sio mbaya. Madaktari wetu wanawaangalia kwa umakini, na ya muhimu ni kwamba tuko na vifaa zote ambazo tunazihitaji ili tuweze kukabiliana na janga hilo, na tunaomba kuambia wananchi wote wa sehemu hii, hata ingawa tunajiandaa kwa mambo ya Krismasi na mwaka mpya, ni vizuri tuzingatie mambo ya usafi. Tujaribu tuzingatie mambo ya usafi, tuoshe mikono zetu kila wakati tunapotoka msalani, tunaposalimiana na watu, vile tu tulikuwa tunafanya wakati wa COVID. Ningependa kuhimiza watu, jamani, turudi katika hali hiyo ya
Kajiado, because it's part of Kajiado South is suffering now cholera among the other parts of the country. Let us have some resources allocated to us on an emergency kits that you people and donors and our stakeholders have. We are really crying and pleading for you to help our waziri in doing that. The county is doing much, but also need to give more.
Now to the coastal region. Human rights crusader in the coast region have called for speedy investigations into an incident in which a police officer shot and killed a boda operator and later died by suicide Thursday night. The officer, who was stationed at the Malindi International Airport, is said to have shot the young man following a dispute over the payment of 50 shillings for the service rendered by the rider, and then ran away and hid in a nearby thicket where he later shot himself and died. Haki Africa, Haki Yetu, Pwani Social Justice Working Group and the Malindi Community Human Rights Center condemned the killing of the middle-aged father of 2 and called on relevant government authorities to dig deep into the incident and ensure it does not recur.
Tunataka haki ipatikane. Kwanza tutaomba tufanye postmortem ambayo itadetermine the cause of death, na tayari tumewaita kitengo cha polisi, Independent Police Oversight Authority IPOA, ili wawe katika ile postmortem ambayo itafanyika. Na tumenote with a lot of concern issues za polisi, utendakazi wao. Huwezi kupatia polisi aende kazini alafu aingie baa alewe alafu aendelee na kazi. So huu ni uzembe wa police officer yule ambao alikuwa amehusika, na pia tunaangalia masuala ya mental wellness ya polisi. Inaonekana kuna shida kidogo ya kiakili ya hao polisi ambao wanafanya vitendo kama hivi.
Tunauliza pia idara ya kutetea haki za binadamu, Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, iangalie hili swala kuhakikisha kwamba haki zilizokiukwa zinapata fidia ipasavyo. Pia ningetaka kuomba familia ya bodaboda kwamba lile jambo ambalo litendeka jana linatuhuzunisha sisi wote, lakini tusisahau mahali ambapo tumetoka na kuregea nyuma. Wale watu ambao tunawaonesha ghadhabu zetu ni watu ambao hawana hatia.
Mtu kama askari ana duty ya kuhakikisha kwamba maisha ya watu yamekuwa protected, lakini sasa tunaona hapa kwamba kuna utepetevu wa utendakazi wa maafisa wa polisi. Ikiwa wewe kama ofisa wa polisi ukitumia chombo chochote cha public means, inatakana ulipe ada ile ambayo inatakikana, na sioni maana yoyote ya wewe kwenda kuanza kuzozana na wale wenye kuprovide hizo services kwa kutumia cheo chako cha kazi.
Wangapi wanalewa? Na kama mtu amelewa, kwa nini tuchukue sheria sisi ambao tuko katika kazi kumpatia bunduki mtu ambaye amelewa kwenda kufanya kazi? Kama mtu amelewa, aachie ulevi kisha aje aingie kazini. Lakini kusingizia pombe ndio uende uanze kutoa innocent souls, hiyo tunakataa, na kama watetezi wa haki tutasimama na hii familia mpaka tuone kuwa haki imetendeka.
All right, shifting gears to matters education. Kakamega Senator Boni Halwale has rubbished the implementation of the competency-based curriculum, saying the curriculum is a preserve of the rich and denies poor families an equal opportunity to education as enshrined in the Constitution. Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu, on the other hand, defended the new system, saying the government is working at ensuring the curriculum benefits all children. Speaking in Budalangi constituency during a Thanksgiving ceremony for the Sports, Culture, Youth and Arts, CS Ababuna Mwamba Halwale told of proponents of CBC terming the system as expensive for the majority of Kenyans. Halwale says that the competence-based curriculum was hurriedly adopted without proper planning and should be abolished until further notice.
Budalangi, Member of Parliament, Rafael Bita Sauti Wanjala.
We love change, especially positive change. But as you sit as a minister, as a ministry, as cabinet, I want you to know that these parents, we are not ready for CBC. We don't know CBC. CBC is too expensive to do it. You cannot have an education system that discriminates against the poor. We want poor children to also have a chance to become a minister like you. That is the Kenya we are building. We are saying CBC must wait until you are prepared to roll it out.
And it is because of the concerns of Kenyans about CBC, in his wisdom, His Excellency the President was able to appoint a presidential working party. Na imesunguka Kenya mzima, imeenda kwa kila county 47, ikaleta maoni. And kwa sababu ya ile maoni mlileta, mlitoa kila county, ndio His Excellency the President akasema grade 7, 8 and 9 itakuwa domicile kwa primary school. Watoto wetu tutapeleka mbali, watakuwa na sisi. Na tena tunaajiri walimu 30 ambaye wengi wao wataangalia hiyo sehemu. Kwa hivyo hata ile curriculum vile ilikuwa, we have made a review and I'm coming up on the 3rd of January. We will be able to make so many clarifications on that, so that the product we are getting, si ile ambayo mimi kama waziri nasema ni ile imetoka kwa Wakenya.
Bumula Member of Parliament Wanami Wamboka has threatened to table a motion in the National Assembly to impeach Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua over what the legislator describes as making remarks that do not promote unity and nationhood. Addressing the press in Bungoma Town, Wamboka called on the Deputy President to respect the status of the office of Deputy President. The Deputy President recently said that the remaining government appointments were reserved for one community.
How he is conducting himself is below par. He has become a tribal chauvinist. Every time that man opens his mouth, you wonder whether he's the Deputy President of Kenya or he's the Deputy President of the Kikuyu Republic. He's threatening everyone, left, right, center. You saw what he did with the good governor of Nairobi County, Honorable Sakaja, threatening him. Oh, tulikupatia watu, niliongelesha wa Kikuyu. Sakaja was not elected by Kikuyus. Sakaja was elected by Kenyans in Nairobi. So we want to call out the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua that if you don't respect yourself as the Deputy President of Kenya, we will not respect you. In fact, at some point, we will bring a motion, I will bring a motion in Parliament to impeach you, discuss your conduct and impeach you, because you are becoming a very big embarrassment to the Republic of Kenya.
Now to some good news. It is a sigh of relief for more than 200 widows, elders and people living with disability in Saboti constituency, Trans Nzoia County, after receiving Christmas shopping from Caroline Wanyonyi Foundation that deals with widows and people living with disabilities. Caroline Wanyonyi, the founder of the organization, called on well-wishers to remember the less fortunate in the society during this Christmas and festivity season.
Mimi ni mleki na mfungulie na naambia viongozi wale wako wajaribu kukumbuka jamii ya walemavu.
Kama mama wajana, mimi ni mmoja wao. Hata leo nilikuwa nasema sijui tutakula nini ama tutakunywa nini. Na ninashukuru sana Karo. Saa ngine singekula chapati, ningekula tu ugali yangu sijui na nini, hata sijui.
Viongozi wote wa Trans Nzoia County tunawaomba muwe na moyo kama wa Karo. Kumbukeni mayatima, kumbukeni wachani, kumbukeni walemavu, na Mungu wa mbinguni ataleta baraka. Mimi ninayeongea Karana nisomeshia mtoto wangu university.
Namshukuru sana Mungu kwa kumpea huu moyo wa kusaidia, na tunamuombea aendelee kupata ili aendelee kusaidia.
Hadi tunajiweza, lakini Mungu vile ametuinua, tumeamua pia as a family to share. At least the less fortunate will afford a meal on Christmas Day. Tuko na ungangano kilo 2, tuko na mchele kilo 1, tuko na mafuta lita 2, tuko na sukari siku ya Krismasi.
Yes, indeed. Remember, sharing is caring. Now, moving on. Reports indicate that at least 1 million children in Kenya are malnourished, bearing the brunt of the worst drought that had hit significant parts of the country. This poor nutrition often weakened their survival rate or a life full of complications and stunted growth. As a response to this, a non-government organization has initiated a one-plate campaign for malnourished pregnant mothers, lactating and children under the age of 5 years. Through food donations, speaking in Kilifi County, where they kicked off their campaign, they have called for Kenyans to partner and help attain prosperous livelihoods for all vulnerable people in Kenya, especially during this festive season.
Kwa hiyo tunateseka sana, naomba mtusaidie tupate chakula. Unga pia uko ghali sana huku. Ukipata shilingi 50 ni hayo mahindi. Hata kama kubadilisha chakula, hauna pesa kubadilisha chakula. Wateseka hivyo tu, mboga hakuna. Hata saa hii mtoto wangu hajakula toka asubuhi. Sina unga kupika uji mtoto. Wengine pia nimewacha huko nyumbani hawakula hata saa hii bado.
Nina watoto wawili, lakini kila mmoja ana baba yake. Mmoja nilimpata wakati nimemaliza standard 8, naelekea kidato cha kwanza. Hasa changamoto ninazopitia mimi, hawa watu baba zao walinawa mikono kuwasaidia. Sasa ni mimi, baba alisema lea wanao, sababu mimi siwezi majukumu yote na kuna ndugu zako nyuma wanahitaji mahitaji.
Tunataka ile Maputo Declaration ya 2003 ikuwe implemented, ile ambayo ilisema 10% ya bajeti iende kwa kilimo. Hali ilivyo kwa sasa, hatuwezi waachia mashirika yasiyo ya serikali peke yao, hatuwezi waachia serikali peke yake, hatuwezi waachia UN agencies ni washughulike na issue ambayo iko at hand. Watu wanaumia, wamama wanateseka, watoto wadogo wanaumia sana. Kwa hivyo tumesema lazima we have to save lives za watoto wadogo ambao wanaumia kwa kutokana na hii hali ya kutokupata lishe bora.
A non-governmental organization of Global Peace Foundation Kenya, through partnership with the NCIC, UNDP and the Nyanza Region Peace Actors, organized a 2-day training to at least 150 peace ambassadors on conflict risk mapping and analysis and alternative dispute resolution mechanism. The training, which was in the counties of Kisumu and Siaya counties, also saw the Nyumba Kumi structure being trained for the purpose of ensuring peace prevail in the homestead. According to Daniel Juma, the CEO of Global Peace Foundation, said the move is aimed at reducing the tension experienced after the general election in August and lauded how Nyanza residents kept calm and stayed away from violence.
They are the fruits and leaves. But they are roots that are fueling. You are thinking beyond the cause, beyond the diagnosis and the information you have. The law is full of maybe.
People of Nyanza, the people of Kisumu, proved the advisories wrong. They maintained the peace. And even after that, there was another advisory saying that after the Supreme Court ruling, there will be another violence. Again, the people of Kisumu demonstrated political maturity. So we are here today to thank the people of Kisumu, and we have taken them through lessons on conflict resolution.
Especially because it's the young people, the young women and the girls that are most affected, of course, with children when we have conflicts. So it's very important then that right now, as we lower down the tones of political tension that was there, and we engage communities, then that we get our minds back to economic empowerment and to stabilizing our families and communities, so that the young people that most of the time get involved and sometimes manipulated into political violence and such issues are actually now anchored on economic empowerment, so that they can generate their own income and be able to sustain themselves as a contribution to reducing and mitigating conflict within our community.
Nyamira South Conference PAG Church has had a youth sensitization forum on the dangers of internet and technology during this long holiday. The students have been sensitized and trained on appropriate ways to use the internet to develop themselves morally and spiritually, also on the effects of drug and substance abuse.
In social media, there are several things that they expose themselves to. Therefore, when they get the word of God, they get to know the standards that they need to ascribe to, so that they can overcome these challenges. During this season, number one, we get that the internet is so beneficial. If only we reach out to those areas where we get information that can enable us academically. We need also to socialize with those people that are of good morals. And if there is anything that you can even ask your parents to help you and guide you on the areas where you need to click to and the areas that you need not to go to.
To take this golden opportunity to thank those teachers who worked tirelessly because of the good results. And in fact, for those who never received what they wanted, remember our God is not like a human being. We always have got second chances. God is all purposeful. He has everything for us. He has good plans for us, as he says in his Bible. So we should not take short of our lives. We should not start complaining this and that happened, but we should focus on where we are going, because at the end of the day, we have somewhere and our destinies are there.
The National Cohesion and Integration Commission, NCIC, is calling for increased involvement of women in conflict and peace mediation processes as a strategy to see peace realized in counties with perennial conflicts. Part of the roles women can actively participate in to pitch their voices are the peace committees, where many women have been sidelined previously. According to Richard Nderito, Senior Program Officer working with NCIC, a program to train women on peace and conflict mediation has been formulated, targeting women groups from counties of Isiolo, Marsabit, Garissa, Kisumu, Nairobi and the Western region.
Sisi kama akina mama tumejitoa katika mstari wa kwanza kuona ya kwamba ile jamii yote wanaishi Isiolo, tunaishi kwa amani, tunadumisha amani na tunakaa tukiwa tunapendana na tunakaa. Ni kwa sababu mara mingi tunasema ya kwamba mama hana kabila, mama hana umri na mama hana makao ambaye anaweza sema mimi ni mtu wa Isiolo kwa sababu naweza enda Meru na nikae huku.
Tunaona kama wamama wa mashinani ndio bado hawajafikia hii kiwango ya amani. Ama kwa njia nyingine hawahusishwi katika hii process ya peace building. Ukiangalia jamii zetu, saa zingine culture inafanya wamama wasishirikiane na wazee, na wazee pia kuna namna ya kudunisha mama kwamba hawezi jambo fulani. Lakini kwa hii maneno ya peace tumekuja kuangalia kwa undani na kuona kwamba mama anaweza kuleta amani, kwa sababu kijana anayopigana atakuja kwa mama.
We are here because we are engaging women in peace building and promoting peaceful coexistence among communities. This is a program that is being supported by the United Nations Development Program through NCIC, National Cohesion and Integration Commission. We are basically targeting women organizations in this region to empower them to support mediation at the grassroots level.
Kenya Reinsurance Corporation Limited, in collaboration with the Association of Physically Disabled of Kenya, APDK, kicked off their Nicofiti campaign 2022 in Kwale County, which saw 234 persons with disability benefit from 369 mobility and assistive devices. The initiative is informed by data from the Kenya National Survey on Persons with Disability, which revealed that only 26% of PWDs had access to assistive devices. Parents with disabled children were urged to register with the relevant government disability organizations to get assistance instead of hiding them.
Tunatumai ya kwamba vifaa hivi vitaweza kuwawezesha kuishi maisha ambayo itasaidia, na tungependa kuwahimiza wazazi ambao wana watoto walio na changamoto tofauti katika miili yao waweze kujitokeza kujiandikisha na kampuni ambazo serikali zimeweza kuweka ili kuweza kuwasaidia na muweze kuwasaidia. Manake unaposaidia mtoto ambaye anaishi na changamoto ya ulemavu kwa njia yoyote ile, unampunguzia ulemavu, manake ataweza kusoma, wakati mwingine ataweza kujisaidia na hata kusaidia jamii. Kwa hivyo tunawahimiza sana muweze kuwatoa nje.
Nimekuwa na changamoto sana wakati nilikuwa sijapata kiti, kwa sababu ni lazima mbebe mpeleke hospitali mazoezi, na hata kumulisha inakuwa ni changamoto sababu mpaka umpakate.
The Eastern Region Security Committee, led by Eastern Region Coordinator Evans Achoki, has launched a crackdown on illicit brew, unlicensed alcoholic drinks and betting machines. The officers have promised to deal ruthlessly with members of the security teams colluding with illicit brewers by giving them tips when the crackdown is planned. Speaking at Runyenjes town in Embu County, Evans Achoki warned that government officers will not relent in the fight against unlicensed liquor, adding that the national government officer who will fail to fight against illegal alcohol will be sacked, as Regional Police Commander Rono Bunei issued a warning to those who will open wine and alcohol selling outlets beyond the recommended time.
Mnaona mnakujuaga nini? Si ndio? Ni vizuri hata akina mama wamejionea. Wakati tunasema vijana wetu wanapotea, ile kitu tunakunywa ni kumaanisha hata haifai kuwa ya kutumiwa na binadamu. Na vile mwenzangu amesema, lazima hata sisi tuhakikishe tutaungana na wale wote ambao wanahusika, watu ya kanisa, viongozi kama vile Mheshimiwa Kalemba amesema, tuhakikishe tumesimamisha mambo ya uuzaji wa pombe, ile pombe haramu katika eneo hili la Embu.
Please, you can take water, you can drink milk and you drive. When you reach your destination, that's the time you can take your beer. I know you have some young men, so you have bought some new cars, you want to drive fast, and will cause these disasters, to be very disasters. So please, members of public, as we celebrate this 2022, December up to January, all of us, let's be responsible when we are driving on the road.
The government has been urged to expand infrastructure in remote areas of the country as a way of opening up real estate investment growth to spur economic growth. Real estate sector players led by Olive Company Director Peter Gitau say the move will open up new opportunities for land selling companies. Gitau, while saying the move will help the government achieve its housing agenda, appealed to the government to subsidize the cost of construction materials.
That the government is going to give us new incentives. One, for us to have an economic growth, we are looking at how the government will continue to make sure it continues with the infrastructure development, namely power connection. Especially the real estate companies, they have really done great and tremendous job. But we need all those areas that real estate have really tried to invest. Also the government to take those initiative to connect people with power.
And with that story there, that is where we